Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Post-market report on this Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. Here we go again. But it's more of the same. What we have here, clearly, people, is a problem that you and I knew about honestly, before anybody else. This this crisis, this is a crisis. Another one's been going on now for many months with the banking system. In my opinion, and I would love to hear from you on this, has nowhere to go, but worse. Again, massive outflows from the major institutions, hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, if you recall, this all started with these regional banks, and that whole thing over there. It's not done. You see, just because it doesn't appear on CNBC, Fox Business, any of these mainstream media propaganda freaking things out there, doesn't mean they just don't want you to pay attention to it. What you and I knew from day one is this is a consolidation of the system. Moody's, on top of downgrading a whole bunch of banks today, is now warning more downgrades are coming in even some major institutions. If you recall, let's just roll back the clock a little bit. So the U.S. debt just got downgraded. Who was the first person that was paraded out on the mainstream? If you recall, this was none other than J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon. He was saying how ridiculous it was that U.S. debt got downgraded, and he knew, believe me, he knew that a downgrade was coming for his bank and other banks as well. And of course, it's ridiculous and it's unfounded. Meanwhile, what's going on here? Not only are there no deposits, the deposits are being pulled from the major banks. Okay. I think we've never seen anything like this before. People are sick and tired of this. They're pulling their cash out, rightly so, because why have your cash in one of these institutions? When someone here who's smarter than me, explain this to me. All right. You put your cash in these institutions, it's not even there anymore. And if you read the fine print, once your cash leaves your possession or wherever you might have it and ends up in one of these institutions, it's not even yours anymore. Okay. These institutions can do whatever they want with it, they can speculate wildly with it. And we don't even have a fractional reserve system anymore. It's a zero reserve system. So all those digits on your screen, oh, look at me. Look at all those digits on the screen when I go to my bank account. It's not even there. It's not even there. It's an illusion. Make it up. Make it up. So anyway, so what was and again, look, let me just say this without getting into too much, because we're gonna watch there's a train coming at us all right now, or should I say, well, at us, yeah, the banking system is gonna get hit, and I mean hit hard with regard to this to their commercial real estate exposure. And that's going to be like a freaking freight train coming at these institutions. And who's going to pay for it? Well, it ain't going to be them. It's going to be you and me. Okay. So again, and I'm going to tell you this like I've been telling you since I don't know how freaking long. Get your cash out of these institutions, people. Get your cash out. It shouldn't be there. I don't know, stuff it under your mattress like my grandmother used to do back in the time of the Great Depression. Honestly, that's what we need to do. You want to shut down the system, okay? You got to get out of it. You understand? No one knows that better than you. I don't think, if you follow this blog. They're forcing us. They have forced us to participate in this thing. You know, whether you're in the market, like a guy like myself, or you're not in the market, you're in the market. Okay. Your currency is a tradable asset. You understand? So you're in the market. If you're holding a dollar, a euro, some other central bank issued note, you're in the market. Okay. And you yourself become a tradable commodity as well. So look, I don't know another way to say this here. In my opinion, you got to get out of central bank notes. We have to find an alternative way to transact. You understand? Being in their system assures us all that we're going to end up in a lot of trouble moving forward here. Expand your horizons. If you're brand new here, Ask anybody, and I mean anybody who follows my work, and it's quite a few people. They're going to tell you what Greg's favorite asset is of all time. I'm not even going to say it because you're going to see it all pop up. What's Greg's favorite asset of all time? Watch the comments. Okay. Everybody knows what it is. Rightly so. Period. And just look, convert those fiat bills that you don't even own. You know how this works too, everybody. Do you realize the sickness of the situation here? We work for the right to borrow. Thank you, old suburban homesteader. Credit unions. Okay, hold that thought. We work for the right to borrow this cash from an issuing central bank. We don't even own it. It's theirs. And we owe it back to the issuing central bank plus interest they create out of nothing. With regard to credit unions, okay, that's a great question. And I've addressed it before, but let's talk about this. Credit unions operate on a non-profit basis. They don't take risk. Thank you, Abe. I appreciate that. They don't take the risk like the investment banks do. Okay, so if you have to keep your cash, any kind of a large sum of it in a major institution here, look for a credit union here. It's definitely, in my opinion, a better place to be. Thank you, old man Odin. Thank you, Diana, as well. You guys are awesome. But does that make sense to you? Credit unions, in my view, are safer. I'm not saying these things are not without risk. Look, I was on today, did an interview with Lynette Zhang. Love her. She's fantastic, very smart lady. I think most of you here would agree with that. Even Lord Humongous, thank you, dude, for being here. When you're not here, I don't feel right. All right, I'm happy you're here today. Magic Meek is here. Scott's here. Lava News. All my friends are here. Anyway, we were talking about this whole thing, Lynette and I, and that interview I think should be coming out pretty soon. When it does, I hope you do catch it. We covered a lot of stuff here. We talked about the issues that we all have facing us here. Now, let's cover a few other things. So this market here did fall under pressure today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, everyone likes to watch the Dow. We were down. Thank you, Lee. We were down over 400 points. We did finish in the negative, but well off the low. Some magical thing happened. A lot of buying started going on. But if you also recall, since the MMRI has crossed 250 and we still remain above 250, this market has been hating life. It's been selling off. It's been under pressure. We had one good day last Friday. Even with that good day, last Friday was a negative week for the market. Here's my take on what's going on here. I don't think they're done. I'm going to say it again. They're not done. I sincerely believe, and again, I want to hear your take on this as well, all of you. Do you think they're done yet? I don't think they're done. What does Greg Mannarino mean? I sincerely believe we're going to see the MMRI drop below 250. That seems to be the first line in the sand, if you recall. How many of you remember when we crossed 300? What went on? We had Nick the Pig floated out. We had Mary Dolly floated out. A couple of other freaks to try to talk the market. Don't worry, it's all going to be fine. The Fed's going to backstop everything. And it calmed down the market. Then they managed to drop the MMRI from 300 well below 250. And every time since then, we've hit 250, 250, 250. Oink, man, exactly. The market doesn't like it. So believe me, the Fed's watching the relative strength of the dollar. Did you watch the relative strength of the dollar today? Up like substantially. I remember the exact number. Maybe someone here does. 0.45, 0.50, something along those lines. 10-year yield was below 4. We now are above 4, just slightly, 4.01 if I recall last time I looked at it. So the Fed's paying attention to these things. They might as well be watching the MMRI. Those are the key components of the MMRI. You all know that. So believe me, they know what's going on, and I believe, and I could be out there, but I still believe they want this doorway open. Again, I think, let's see if Greg is correct, over the next week or two or so, we still could see some volatility here, okay? But if they get that MMRI below 250, you're going to see a lot of buying here. In my opinion, that's the truth. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. They want the door open. the door to for cash to make its way into the equity market, and they do that by keeping yields down, by keeping bond yields suppressed here. But they're raising rates. They are, because they really want to fight inflation. Yeah, but that's what they keep telling us. But it keeps going on and on and on and on and freaking on. Um, so we got some interesting news here. You know what? Hold that thought. Going back to the market real quick, crypto's caught a bid today. Gold and silver fell under some pressure that had a lot to do with the relative strength of the dollar. However, you watch crude over $83 a barrel. We went over 83, came down slightly. You know what I'm going to tell you. Energy, energy, energy. Exposure to commodities. You know that. I've been telling you this for the longest time. We've discussed this at freaking length. And I think that's the truth. So now this is interesting from the shipping giant Maersk. They are warning that muted economic growth. What do you mean muted? I thought we're booming. I thought everything is just fantastic and great. Oh, how about no? But so they're warning that muted economic growth is going to cause a steady and steep decline in demand for shipping. Yeah. Well, we don't make anything anyway. So I mean, seriously, people, you can't make any of this stuff up if you try to, but that's where we are here. So what can we expect moving forward, you and me? First of all, more deceptions, more distractions, more lies, more propaganda. Uh, More inflation, period. The end. You all know that central banks are going to continue to inflate because that's their power. That's their strength. How many of you would disagree with me on that? I don't think anyone here. Maybe Alan Greenspan, but I don't even think so. Alan Greenspan over here is on our side these days, and I think he's pretty with it. Uh, anyway, yes, Magic Mika, please, everyone, I would appreciate it. Those thumbs up are really important here. All right. Anyway, so that's where we stand. What can we expect moving forward? Let's see. I have no doubt at all that we are going to get more bank downgrades, major banks. I have no doubt at all this crisis is going to unfold to a much greater degree. A financial crisis, a banking crisis, but you can rest assured. That none of these institutions are too big to fail. They're going to get a bailout or mergers. Mergers are going to occur, and I think we're going to see more of that. Again, a consolidation of the system. You know that. We've discussed it since forever here. That's the goal. Consolidate the system. More power concentrated in fewer hands. As we move towards a completely new system, again, Lynette and I talked about this earlier today. Anyway, what else you guys want to talk about? That question was very good about credit unions, but still, I mean, it's the lesser of two evils here. Only keep in these organizations what you need. Just find another place to keep it. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. You're getting robbed blind anyway. You think you're earning a real rate of interest that keeps up with inflation? It's theft on an unimaginable scale. There are a couple of high yield accounts out there you might want to look at. Let me see. American Express has one. A couple of the really big institutions have them, and you'll keep your head. Maybe you'll still be below, under the actual rate of inflation by a long shot. But that's crazy, man. It's out of control. Anyway, so E-Trade's 4.25. Okay, that sounds lovely there. But again, the real rate of inflation is obviously way higher than that. They're admitting to 3%. And with the trajectory of how things are going and the fact that every single developed economy, lovely, illustrious leaders here are telling us they're going to continue to borrow and continue to pull cash, into the now from the future, because they're going to spend beyond belief. Well, what else would you expect? I mean, honestly, that's where we stand, people. Honestly, get your cash out of these institutions. Find some other place to put it. Plastic is fantastic. Yeah, my dad used to say that. Anyway. That's the scoop, people. Is anyone buying JEPI? As a matter of fact, I bought roughly 1,000 shares of JEPI in the past couple of days. Yes, I am buying more of this stuff because why? Why is Greg buying more of this stuff? Um, I don't think they're done. I believe the market is going to get propped up yet again, at least through the presidential selection. I also believe that you and I have the best tool to gauge risk in this market that has ever been created. I'm referring to the MMRI, free to you, free to me, free to everybody. Link in description of this video. I look at the MMRI every day, multiple times. Okay, so and I hope you're doing the same. Honestly, so we know what's going on. We can keep track of these things, and we're taking action. That's something else that Lynette and I talked about earlier. Is do something. This is all lovely. It's fun. We enjoy talking about this. We all hang out together. Perry and Ronald McDonald and Scott and Mika and Lava Girl. And this is beautiful. But you got to do something. You can't just sit back and not do something. It makes sense, right? At least I hope so. All right, people, we're gonna call it here. 16 minutes. I didn't get any complaints about the last video that I did that was kind of long. Generally, I get a lot of complaints. You know how it works. Greg, your videos are too long. Too long, Greg. So just watch it. Either skip over parts or just, I don't know, watch it at 1.5 speed. All right, I'm out of here. Love you a lot. Thank you. Thank you for those thumbs up. We got 551 here. That's fantastic. We're doing great, everybody. We got each other's backs as always, and we'll never let each other down. I will never let you down. I know that for a fact. I know you'll never let me down either. So we're in this together. We got this. We can't be beaten, in my view. We know what they're doing. We know why they're doing it. So how can we be beaten? Can someone here tell me that? How? I think it's impossible. All right. I'm out here. See you all in the morning. It's going to be fantastic and lovely. Thank you all again. I'm out of here.